Welcome back to Potluck Polk. I'm Brian Lacey, and joining me in the kitchen, Ron Lund from Central Florida Healthcare. He's a registered dietitian and got something on the menu today that I'm really looking forward for the Healthy Bites section.
Absolutely. So today we have a black bean chili that we're making. As you can see, we got all different types of recipe ingredients. We got some protein foods, we got some vegetables, we got some herbs.
Let's talk a little bit about what's mostly in it, the black beans. What can people look forward to from a dietary end of it that is most nutritional about the black beans?
Absolutely. There's a few things, actually. It's a really good source of fiber, so it's going to help you feel full for longer, so hopefully you're not eating real soon after eating the meal. It can help with diabetes control. It can help with blood sugar control, for weight control. And then also a good source of protein.
All right.
Absolutely.
And two things that are unique to this are the lime and the corn. Let's talk about what they bring to the table.
So we have one lime that's squeezed, so it gives a little bit of that extra zing to it. We've got a little bit of cilantro, and then we've got corn that was frozen that's thawed, and then we also have a little bit of vegetable broth, and we have some low sodium salsa. So
what does the corn bring to it? I got to tell you, man, I've been eating chili for a while. I've never had a corn in chili.
I haven't either. Yeah. Right? But it was on the recipe, and maybe it's this other thing, because ever since I've been down here, it's the second time I've really seen corn in a chili recipe. So it does add an additional component to the recipe. So it's good.
A lot of different meats that you can put into chili. I know that we have a lot of hunters within Polk County, and there's a lot of game that could go into chili. But one thing that you're doing to maintain the integrity of eating healthy is going with the fresh ground turkey, 93% lean.
Very lean, yes. So if you use wild, that's great. I mean, because there's a good chance it's going to be a nice lean meat. With the ground turkey, it's an alternative to chicken. Hopefully this doesn't have the skin in it, because sometimes the ground turkey will have skin included. So you want, if you're looking at it specifically says turkey breast, then you know it doesn't have the skin included.
So when it comes to that, where should we look to make sure that that isn't in part of the ground turkey that we get?
So you can look real close at the packaging at the ingredients. You might not be able to zoom on this one here in particular, and this one minimally processed. It doesn't say that it has the skin with or without. So you can sometimes tell by the color of the meat too. The whiter the meat is when it's ground, the more fat it has in it. The more bright red it is, the more lean it is.
And then, of course, the salsa. Talk to me a little bit about that. That's I'm ready. I mean, that's
right. So this is a chipotle flavored salsa, which I love chipotle. But there's all kinds of different flavored salsas out there, of course. And I think this is really replacing some type of tomato product, the traditional, like maybe crushed tomatoes or tomato paste or some type of tomato product. That's replacing it, and it'll be interesting to see how it tastes. I know it's going to be good, though.
So talk to me a little bit why we would want to replace the tomato paste, the tomato sauces with something to
like
that
a salsa?
effect. Yes.
Yeah. I think what this is going to offer is more of a flavor, a diversity in the ingredients instead of just maybe a kind of a plain tomato. Yep.
Okay. So, and last but not least, let's start putting this all together. And where do we go from here?
Right. So you would start with your turkey, and you want to brown that, maybe 8-10 minutes roughly, just until it starts to turn brown. The important thing is you check the temperature of the meat. You want to get it to 165 degrees. You want it to hold that temperature for at least 20 seconds.
Okay.
Right. So you cook that, and this is what your end product should look like, something like this. And then you would just start incorporating all your ingredients into, if you want to, it's done stovetop, so you can actually do it right into your pot, your stovetop. And put your, again, all your ingredients. I would say the herbs and spices for last.
Okay. And of course, a staple to chili is
some
hot sauce, you know?
Yes.
You can never go wrong.
No.
There's no such thing as too much hot sauce in my family.
The thing, I love hot sauce too. The one thing we want to be careful with is some hot sauces tend to have a lot of sodium added to them. So just trying to select the one that has the least amount of sodium.
All right. So do you mind if I go ahead and mix it up?
No, go at it.
All right. What are we looking for as far as consistency when we put it all together?
So we're just going to mix that all together. It shouldn't be too liquidy, but some people like their chili with a lot more fluid. So if that's the case, you could definitely add more of the vegetable broth or chicken broth.
Okay.
If you don't want to add any broth at all, it would be much more thicker. So it all really depends on your preference.
What's your preference?
I like mine kind of thicker.
Yeah,
How about
I
you?
like the spoon to stand up in it.
Yeah.
And if I want to dip crackers down into it or put the cheese, yeah, that's the way to go. That's the way to
Definitely
go.
so.
All right, so I'm one to cook with a slow cooker. I like a couple hours just for time to marinate. What's the difference between a slow cooker and, say, doing it on the stove?
So stovetop, you probably can do it quicker because you can adjust the heat probably to a much higher setting, maybe a slow cooker. The slow cooker, you're going to probably get it more marinated. Those flavors are all going to kind of blend together, and you're probably going to have a better flavor tasting recipe. I love it like a crock pot myself, too, to make chili.
Well, one thing that's important that I want the folks to know that Central Florida Healthcare, you guys offer these classes. Talk to me a little bit about how folks could learn more about that.
Yep, so we have the classes once a month at our Women's Children Clinic that's in Winter Haven. The information I think will be posted on the website.
Okay.
And typically the classes are the first Thursday of every month, and it runs from 5:30 till 7 p.m. We usually cover topics of weight management, diabetes, and heart disease. And then we often have some guest speakers that come in as well. It's a great 90-minute time to spend together.
I was going to say, you usually have some great partners. You work with Polk County with our indigent healthcare. You've worked with them in the past. You've got other great community partners that help you make this community a healthy place to live.
It really is. I can't tell you how many people come here and they come back every month. Yep.
Well, Ron, I'm going to say we should put this on and kind of enjoy it and let the folks at home maybe try the recipe out for themselves.
Absolutely. And again, remember, these recipes, these ingredients are interchangeable. Do whatever you want, make it the way you want, but try to keep it healthy, and I'm looking forward to trying some of this.
All right. We'll be back with more of Potluck Polk.